As this is my first time speaking in the Chamber today, I would be remiss not to say a huge thank you to the people of Garscadden, Scotstounhill, for electing me. It's a huge honour to have been elected to serve the area that has been my home my entire life. It's apropos my first contributions on independence. Before I was ever in a political party, I was an independence activist. It's my political origin story, you might say. I'm more convinced every day of the need for independence. Colleagues have outlined many of the reasons why it is so important, especially in this week of all weeks where we have another UK Prime Minister imposed upon us that we didn't vote for. I'm going to disappoint Councillor O'Neill here, who's not wanting the democracy matter discussed, but unfortunately we can't get down to all the substantive matters for debate because people are scared to have the actual debate, and that's why they're bogging us down in process. So I think the independence referendum taking place is fundamentally a matter of democracy. My party supports giving the people of Scotland that democratic choice, as do the Greens. The Tories do not and never have had any interest in what the people of Scotland want, so they will, of course, oppose this motion. The most telling vote today will be that of Labour members. Labour like to constantly remind us of the role they played in devolution and establishing the Scottish Parliament. I certainly take nothing away from their role in that. It should, however, be mentioned that Labour didn't simply win the 1997 general election and then immediately set up a Scottish Parliament. They quite rightly held a referendum and allowed the people of Scotland to decide. What's happened? Why do Labour think the opinion of Scottish people is not worth listening to now? It's really quite simple. It's really simple. The SNP won an election on the basis they would seek another referendum. How can that be denied to the Scottish people? Those aren't my words, colleagues. Those are the words of the Labour First Minister of Wales, Mark Drakeford. Somehow we appear to have reached a point, we appear to have reached a point where Welsh Labour has more respect for Scottish democracy than Scottish Labour do. Unbelievable. Colleagues, when we vote on this motion, we will find out whether Labour members have the same respect for Scottish democracy that their Welsh counterparts do, or whether they will once again fall in line behind the Tories in opposing the democratic right of the people of Scotland to decide their own future. I would optimistically hope for the latter, but after witnessing this Better Together pantomime earlier on, I think we know it's going to be the latter. Thank you.